Welcome back to Wheezy MMA. I'm Wheezy. Today I'll be giving my fight predictions for UFC Fight Night Mexico coming up this Saturday, February 28th, 2026. We will be beginning with the early prelim opener of, let's see here, Damian Penis versus Wes Schultz. Strong names we got here, guys. I am taking Damian in this fight. On Contender Series, Wes Schultz, he has a win by sub, and then he got slimed out in the second round in his first Contender Series fight. And Damian, he's got some power in his hands. So I will be taking Damian, most likely by TKO. Probably a first round KO, TKO, by Damian Penis. Next up, we have Eric Silva versus Francis Marshall. I've actually followed Francis Marshall on Instagram for years, like since before he was fighting in the UFC. So I feel like off principle, I kind of have to rock with my boy here. And I will be doing that. I'm going to go Francis Marshall to get this one done by decision. He's not the most exciting guy to watch, but he is a solid fighter. Eric Silva is also, he's decent. He's coming off a lot. They're both coming off losses, but, I think it's going to be an alright scrap. I do think Francis Marshall is going to come out on top, though, via decision. I don't think anybody's going to get finished. Maybe like just a fluke TKO, like, I don't know, something weird happens, a TKO, but most likely a decision in this fight, and I'm taking Francis Marshall. Next up, Regina Tarrin versus Ernesta Caracate. Where is Regina from? She's a complexion for sure. Real light, 0 pounds. Short too. She's gonna be probably really fast. No, I'm just messing with you. I will be taking Caracate in this fight. She's a decent women's MMA fighter. She's nothing special, but I will be taking her in this fight. Yeah. Let's see here. Next up, we have Douglas Silva de Andrade versus Javier Reyes. I'm gonna take Javier Reyes in this fight. He's got decent reach. Yeah, 6-inch reach advantage or so in this fight. He's coming off a Contender Series debut. Yeah, them little Colombians, they like to bang, bro. I'm taking Javier Reyes to get this one done by TKO in the first round. I don't think he's gonna starch Douglas, old Dougie there. I don't think he's gonna starch him, but I do see him dropping him with something hard and then following up on the ground and getting a TKO by ground and pound. Maybe dropping some nasty elbows in there, but yeah, I'm going to take Javier Reyes in this fight. Next up, when did this guy spawn back into the UFC, huh? I mean, couple of tough breaks. Had to fight some tough guys. We have Christian Quinones versus Chris Moutinho. And I'm going to actually take Chris Moutinho to win this fight by decision. Like I said, he had a couple of bad breaks. He had to fight some tough guys, had to fight Sugar Sean, and then he also fought Malcolm Wellmaker, I believe. Got put away hard by Malcolm. But yeah, I think he's due for one. I'm gonna take Chris Moutinho to win this fight. I'm trying to think right now. it hurts. It hurts to think, but I'm not really seeing what he's gonna do to win. But just off vibes alone, I feel like he's due for a win. And I don't like Christian Quinonez's losses. You know, I just don't like his losses in the UFC. And off people they have fought, I think Chris is gonna get this one done. MMA math doesn't always work. I'm aware of that, but this time it will. Trust. Next up, we have Aylin Perez versus Macy Chiasson. Aylin Perez. You guys know why. You guys already know why. But yeah, taking Aylin Perez in this one. On to the next. We have Ryan Gandra versus Jose Medina. Gandra's a bit of a KO artist. You know, he's got some power in his hands. He can use the kicks. He does not look like a middleweight. He looks more like a heavyweight in this picture here. I'm gonna take Medina to win this one though. He's a tough guy. Them Bolivians, you know, the central Southern Americans, you know, they're tough. They're tough down there, and I'm going to take Jose Medina to win this one. He could get starched for sure. Definitely could get starched, but I don't think Gandra's going to be able to do that one. I think Medina's going to get this one done. Next up, off of the prelims, onto the good stuff. Kind of. Santiago Luna versus Angel Pacheco. I'm going to take the younger guy. Pacheco's 36, I believe. 36, 37. Somewhere around there. I think Luna's like 30, 31. So I'm going to take the younger guy in this one. I'm going to take Luna. You know, neither of them really have a lot of fights, but I just feel like Luna's better rounded. I think he's just overall a better fighter, and I think he's going to come out on top in this one. Next up, we have Emanuel Rodriguez versus Kevin Borjas. Emanuel was on tough. I believe he lost to Alibi or Martinez, maybe? No, Alibi and him were teammates, so I don't know. He lost on tough. He was kind of annoying on tough. Just, soy Mexican. You know, no one cares, little bro. All right, just go in there and fight. No one needs to know where you're from. You know, he is a decent fighter. He does have a lot of potential, but with it being his debut, I'm gonna take Kevin Borjas. He's coming off a loss, or a couple losses. One of his losses is to Josh Van, though. Took Josh Van to decision. I fuck with that. And then I think he got TKO'd in his next fight. So, you know, kind of a little weird thing there. But, Borjas is tough. And I'm gonna take him to win this fight. I think he's definitely has more experience, for sure. But I just think he's, time in the octagon pays dividends in these fights where you're fighting a guy on his debut. And I think with Borjas, he has lost in the octagon, but I think the time spent in the octagon against those opponents is really going to help him pull this one off. I think Kevin Borjas is going to get this one done by decision. Next up, Edgar Chairez versus Felipe Bunez. I'm taking Edgar. I'm going to take Edgar to win. I think he's going to stay on the outside, use his distance, use his range. He doesn't have a lot of reach on Felipe, but I'm taking Edgar to get this one done. Yeah, I mean it's in Mexico. He is Mexican. Hopefully he can get this one done. Maybe he doesn't, and they can burn the city down or something. Who knows? We'll see. Lots of fun stuff could happen this weekend. But I will be taking Edgar Chairez to beat Felipe Bunez? I think this guy's also lost to Josh Van. Josh Van just beating people up. GOAT for real. Next up, we have Daniel Zellhuber versus King Green. Bobby Green. I don't like calling people King. It's a little weird. I don't know. This one's tough. I want to say Bobby Green. I like Bobby Green. That hood fight style is just it's something to see, you know. Zellhuber's really tough, so I think it'd have to be by decision. And I don't know if an old Bobby's got that in him anymore. I could see Bobby maybe fluking like a submission up on Zellhuber. But I think I'm probably going to have to go with Daniel Zellhuber to win this one by decision. Or he's going to head kick Bobby Green and put him out. Bobby doesn't really have to even be touched that hard anymore to go to sleep. Which sucks because I do like watching Bobby fight. But I think Zellhuber's going to get this one done. By decision. By decision is my guess. Next up, Chito Vera. We got Chito versus David Martinez. And this is another one where I'm going to go with the guy who just has more octagon experience. Yeah, Chito has almost the same amount of losses as Martinez has fights. But he also has the same amount of losses as Martinez has fights, you know? So I'm going to take Chito to get this one done. I think he's going to crafty vet his way through and win a close unanimous decision against David Martinez in this fight. Next up, we have Brandon Moreno versus Lone Kavanagh. Going with the Mexican, get this one done. Brandon Moreno. He's lost recently, but I think he's still got it. I think he's still got it to go out there and, just Mexican box his way through this one. I think he's gonna, if Lone tries to take him down, he's either gonna stuff the takedowns and keep it on the feet, or Brandon's gonna welcome the takedowns and get a sub on Lone. I think Lone's best bet's stand-up fight, catching Moreno, in my opinion. But I think Moreno's going to, kind of keep to the outside, and I think he's going to get a bit of a boring decision on Lone. But he's going to get it done and get back into that win column. I like Brandon Moreno. I like Lone Kavanagh, but I think Brandon Moreno's the better fighter. And I think he's going to be the better fighter on Saturday night. But yeah, I mean, not a very interesting card to talk about, guys. So probably going to be a bit of a quick video. Yeah, I mean, there's not really a whole lot going on. You got Brandon Moreno, probably the biggest name on the card, other than Chito, but Chito is big for losing. Same with Bobby Green. I mean, you got guys making their debut on main card, which I mean, I guess, but I don't know. They're all little guys. When are we gonna get a big Mexican fighting again? When are we gonna get another Cain Velasquez? You know, I think we need. I guess Fluffy. Fluffy just lost, so check that out. Called it. But yeah. I guess that's that for my fight predictions on this card. Brandon Moreno to get this one done in a unanimous decision against Lone Kavanagh. I will be making my Wheezy's Sleazy Parlays next up, so be on the lookout for that. Other than that, this has been Wheezy MMA. I'm Wheezy, and I'm out. Have a good one.